Psalm 70. A short psalm, but oh so powerful. It's a heartfelt cry, a desperate plea for divine intervention. Like a quick message sent to heaven, it carries a weight of need, a raw plea for God to step in. It's a reminder that sometimes our most profound prayers are the simplest ones. Have you ever felt lost and alone, like the world was closing in? Those moments when the silence is deafening, and you feel like you're drowning in your own thoughts. This psalm speaks to those moments. It's a lifeline, a beacon of hope in the darkest of times. David, the writer, doesn't sugarcoat his pain. He lays it all bare, his fears, his desperation, his need for God's immediate presence. He cries out, desperate for God's rescue. His words are raw, unfiltered, a true reflection of a heart in turmoil. He needs help, and he needs it now. There's an urgency in his voice, a sense of time slipping away. The words tumble out, echoing the frantic beat of a heart about to burst. It's a cry that many of us can relate to, a plea for immediate relief. Hurry to me, God, come quickly, Lord, and help me. It's a prayer that transcends time, a universal call for divine assistance. These aren't just words on a page, they are the cries of our own hearts, whispered in the quiet of our anxieties and shouted in moments of despair. They resonate with our deepest fears and our most fervent hopes. They remind us that we are not alone in our struggles. The beauty of Psalm 70 is its honesty, its raw vulnerability that reminds us we are not alone in our struggles. It's a testament to the power of faith and the enduring human spirit. This psalm is not a carefully composed prayer. It's raw, unfiltered emotion poured out in a moment of intense need. It's a desperate plea, full of urgency, the kind of urgency that comes when you feel like you're drowning and need a lifeline immediately. David doesn't ask God to consider his request, to think about it for a while. He doesn't have the luxury of time. No, he pleads for immediate action. Hurry, he cries. Come quickly. His words are a shout into the void, a cry for help that cannot wait. Why the rush? Because when we are surrounded by trouble, when enemies press in and fear threatens to consume us, every second feels like an eternity. The weight of the world seems to press down harder with each passing moment. Time seems to slow down, each tick of the clock a hammer blow to the soul. The minutes stretch into hours and the hours into days. In these moments we need to know that God hears us, that He sees our pain and understands the urgency of our situation. We need to feel His presence, to know that we are not alone in our suffering. We need the assurance that He is not some distant deity who is slow to act, but a loving Father who runs to the aid of His children, a Father who is always near, always ready to help, and always listening to the cries of His people. I've been there, in those moments when the world feels like it's closing in and the weight of everything seems unbearable. In the pit of despair, crying out to God with every fiber of my being, feeling like my voice was lost in the vast emptiness. I remember one time years ago when I felt completely lost. It was as if I was wandering through a fog, unable to see the path ahead. Everything seemed to be falling apart. The storm clouds gathered and I couldn't find shelter from the chaos. My health, my family, my dreams, all crumbling around me. It felt like the very foundation of my life was being shaken. Fear threatened to drown me. The waves of anxiety and doubt crashed over me, relentless and unyielding. I felt like I was sinking in quicksand with no one to pull me out. Every step I took seemed to drag me deeper into the mire. In my desperation, I turned to Psalm 70. The words on the page seemed to leap out at me, offering a lifeline in my darkest hour. The words resonated deep within my soul. They were more than just ink on paper, they were a beacon of hope. They gave voice to the fear and anguish I couldn't articulate. God, rescue me, I shouted into the void, hoping for an answer. Lord, hurry to my aid. The urgency in my plea was palpable, a desperate cry for deliverance. I cried out those words again and again, pouring out my heart to the only one who could truly understand. In that moment I felt a glimmer of hope, a sense that I was not alone. What I discovered in that moment, and what I continue to rediscover every time I turn to this psalm, is the incredible faithfulness of God. He doesn't ignore our cries for help. He doesn't turn away from our pain. He is a God of compassion, a God who draws near to the brokenhearted. He promises to be our strength when we are weak, our hope when we are lost, our deliverer when we are trapped. Psalm 70 reminds us that we don't have to face our battles alone. We have a God who fights for us, who stands with us in the midst of the storm. He is our refuge and strength, a very present help in times of trouble. So, dear friend, if you are facing a mountain of troubles today, if fear is whispering lies in your ear and doubt is casting a shadow over your hope, Remember Psalm 70. Cling to its promise of God's unwavering love and faithfulness. Don't be afraid to cry out to Him, to pour out your heart to Him in raw, unfiltered honesty. He is waiting, arms open wide, ready to embrace you with His love and cover you with His grace. He will never leave you nor forsake you. You are not alone in